In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most graceful, my dear students in grade 6, welcome back to our syllabus in science. Open your box, please, page 66, okay? Our lesson today is about friction. Friction. What does the word friction mean? It means احتكاك يا شباب. The keywords friction, beta for me, friction, force, القوة, resist, you calm, okay? If you look to the first picture, we can see the boy is pushing a box. So we have two things. The first one, pushing force and friction. قوة الدفع والاحتكاك. If they are equals, as here in this picture, the pushing force equals friction, so the box does not move. We can't move the box because both of them are equal. So what the word friction means, as we said, it's an invisible force that occurs when objects come into contact with each other. When we have two objects, they contact with each other, okay? This is called the invisible force or friction. We have two examples to rub your finger lightly and quickly across your disk. What do you notice? And the other one, what happens if you rub harder? If you rub your hand with the disk harder, what can you notice? He said when two objects such as your finger and your disk move past each other, they exert a force, تبذل on each other. We call this force what? Friction. Very good. الاحتكاك. So friction is a force that acts against or resists movement so that the things slow down or even stop moving. So when we have a force, it resists moving, it's called the friction, okay? When you want to move something, you have to use enough energy to overcome the force of friction. Look at these diagrams, the first one as we said, and the second one. What about the second picture? What can you notice? We notice that we have the pushing force is greater. The arrow here is greater than the other arrow, the friction. It's more than the friction. So when we have the pushing force is greater or more than friction, so the box moves across the floor. We can move it easily, okay? So he said for the questions, he said look at these diagrams carefully. The arrows show the direction of the size of the force. A longer arrow shows a greater force. So when we have a longer arrow, we have a pushing force is greater, okay? The second one, or the question number 3, what is the direction of the pushing force compared with the direction of the friction? We said that they are opposite of each other, this one and that one. What happens when the pushing force becomes greater than the force of friction? We said that we can move the box. Now let's move to the second page, the next one. He said friction occurs when objects are in contact with each other because the surface of objects are never completely smooth. If these surfaces are not smooth, they have some tiny grooves and ridges. بعض النتوءات يا شباب أو الجزوز, okay, أو الحزوز والنتوءات on them. If you examine them under a microscope, when the grooves and the ridges of the one surface meet the grooves and ridges of the other surface, what can we have? They stick together, and this produces the force of friction between the objects. When the surfaces are pressed together more strongly, the surfaces stick even more closely together, and the force of friction is increased. Look at the picture of the brakes of these bikes, okay, bicycle. We have that the rubber brake pad comes into contact with the metal surface of the wheel rim when you apply the brake. When you press here with the brake, the rubber brake here, when we press over the wheel rim, okay, the wheel or the bicycle can't move. But when we release this brake, rubber brake, the bicycle can move and the wheel can move easily. That's it for our lesson. And what about what we have learned today? Is that we have learned that the friction is an invisible force that occurs when surfaces are in contact with each other. The friction resists movement, so it slows objects down or causes them to stop moving. What about our homework? You can open your booklet, please, quickly, page 6, worksheet number 6. It's about our list today, friction, page 66 and 67. We have the questions through the first or the correct word, and the next one we have 5 cents to choose, and also we have 5 cents to put true or false about friction. You can read and answer at home. Thank you very much for your watching and listening today. Till we meet again next time, inshallah, I wish all of you good luck and goodbye.